Guys, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. We're all eating up and all that. All good, all good.
You have the heart of a weakling.
That I do publicly, but now I just think it might be a funny story, so I'm gonna start talking about it. And I guess this is something that I never admitted publicly, okay? I've never admitted publicly that I've actually never been in a relationship with another full-time streamer. Yep, I can already hear the caps. But let me explain. I sure as hell have gone on many a dates with streamers, courted some streamers, kissed a few frogs, but I never liked one enough to actually date them. And this is for a few reasons. And mind you, I have dated people who are like streaming adjacent, but it's not like their full thing, you know, like not an actual freaking stream. One of the reasons why is because, listen, there can only be one attention hoe in the relationship, and it's gonna be me. No, but actually, I feel like it is hard for two streamers to date each other. Like, you both have so much going on. I don't know how people do it. One. Two, you gotta be a little bit kooky to date a streamer. And I'm saying that as a streamer, okay? And I would like to be in a relationship with someone who kind of maybe mellows me out. I need to be mellowed at times. But also sometimes maybe you just don't come across the right person. Whatever, it happens. Oh, also, a lot of the guys that I tried, like that I went on dates with, I wound up feeling like, oh my God, they just like the idea of dating Pokimane. Like they don't actually like me that much. And one of the dead giveaways is when they just like me too much already. You know, I'm like, we're on date 2 and you want to get married? But also it's because, okay, one time, there was a guy that I kind of dated for a bit, like, you know, went on some dates with, I mean, and a guy in the industry. And then I wound up not liking him. And months and months after, I made it evident that I don't like him, but we stayed friends, blah, blah, blah. One day we were kind of joking about it. And I said something along the lines of, yeah, like I kind of felt like you just liked the idea of dating Pokey, you know, like you didn't really like me, Iman, you know? And he goes, yeah, no, that's true. I said, oh, whoop, huh? He was like, no, yeah, that's true. I was kind of like into the idea. I said, huh? Okay. I didn't think, right. You know when you just throw an idea out there like your fucking worst scenario and someone's like, yeah, no, that's actually true. So not only has it been confirmed, but, you know, I actually kind of developed a test. And if you're ever gonna go on a date with me, fucking tune out right now, because I'm, you know, I'm divulging secrets that you are not allowed to know. But anyways, I've developed a test, which is that
The shadows
when I start seeing someone, at some point during the dates, I'll be, you know, I'll just throw out the idea of like, yeah, I'm kind of thinking of retiring. And then I'll listen up real close. I'm like, well, what do you think? I'm thinking of retiring and never posting another piece of content ever again because I think that's what'll make me happy. What do you think? And if they go, oh, yeah, whatever, do what makes you happy. I know they don't give a flying fuck about my clout, okay? Well, I mean, they might, and maybe they're hiding it really well. But either way, it's a green flag. But one time I said that to a guy, and he was so vehemently against it. And I thought that was kind of weird. And I was like, bro, I need a mental health break. And he was like, no, like, you can't. I was like, I'm gonna disappear for a month. Why? Because I fucking feel like it. And he said, no, you can't. What if you lose everything you've built up? And like, I just don't want you to move. And I'm like, bro, you care more about my career than I do. You know? That was the same guy who later on was like, yeah, no, I really did like the idea. So it makes sense. Like, you get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying. There's a bit of a red flag, and that red flag has come up. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. There was a story I was going to tell you guys, and I swear I'm getting to it, okay? Hold on. I can't stop laughing. Oh, I feel like I'm gossiping to a damn camera. It's kind of fun though. Okay, so the story I was gonna tell you guys, relating to the other story, okay, about how some of these respectfully male streamers talk about respectfully female streamers not so respectfully behind the scenes. One time, I was seeing this guy for like, bro, a couple months. We're going on dates here and there. I'm not too sure what to think about him. Let me just give you the full story, actually. Fuck it, it's kind of fun. This guy was quite popular, well-off, attractive, and I looked up to him for many reasons, and our dates were exciting in the way that I felt like, I could learn a lot from him and look up to him and blah, blah, blah. But frankly, he was a little bit shallow. A little bit. And what I mean by that is kind of materialistic. Like, I could tell he valued money a lot. And you know what? That's just a thing for some people. Maybe in relation to how they were raised or what have you. And don't get me wrong, it feels quite nice to be spoiled. Especially as someone who, you know what? One of my giving love languages is like I love to give gifts. So I love to spoil, and it's nice to be spoiled sometimes too. But I started feeling like material possessions were a little too important to him. Like, those values for me and him were just a little bit off. What really made me end things with him was one day we were at a party, an industry party. So bunch of streamers there, my friends, his friends, blah, blah, blah. And this is when we were still seeing each other, so I was so excited to see him and get to talk to him that night. And it's like halfway through the night, almost nearing the end, and we finally kind of get a moment alone in like a more quiet corner. We start talking, yada, yada. And I need to preface this with a couple things. One, I asked my friend if I could tell this story, so I am telling it with her permission, okay? And two, this is about my friend Lily. If you guys know her, Lily Pichu, what a gem in all of our existence. If you don't know her, she's a YouTuber, streamer, voice actress, artist. She heckin' does it all. I love her. I lived with her for many years, and when this story happened, I was also living with her. We were publicly roommates, okay? And publicly, like besties, Like a very, very good friend of mine. And, oh yeah, she voice acts. Initially, when she first came into the streaming industry, there were some weirdo haters that would pick on her for having a higher pitched voice. And hey, some people just have a higher pitched voice. Like, that's just how it is, okay? And some people might have a lower pitched voice. And sometimes people's voices will change for different reasons. And that's none of anyone's business, period. I'm just gonna leave it at that, okay? I'm not even gonna get into it. It's just, what a silly thing to care about, okay? So, we're halfway through the night, or a little bit more. I'm finally hanging out with him. I'm like, hee hee hee, blushing. He's like, oh, you look good. I'm like, hee hee hee, thank you. Whatever, the usual. And my friend Lily is also at this party, okay? So he moves in a little bit closer. Ooh, I'm blushing, I'm blushing. He turns to me and he goes, you can be honest with me. Lily's faking her voice, isn't she? And when I tell you, my nether regions have never dried up like a raisin so damn quick, okay? Never. It was just such a turn off. And I know some of you guys might be sitting at home like, oh, maybe he just meant it like a serious question. Like maybe she's faking, you know, maybe he just wasn't sure. No, okay? The tone was very like, you can talk shit about her to me. What makes you think I'm gonna talk shit to you about my roommate? Also about something so stupid. I literally live with her and you think she's faking her voice? Get out of my face, man. And obviously I was like, no, that's so silly. Of course she's not. And then I ended things with him like a week later. Because one thing I cannot stand is when any guy just like speaks poorly about my friends for the absolute worst reasons on earth. Like the way someone looks, the way someone talks. Like if you have an actual problem with someone, approach it kindly, especially if it's like your love interest's friend. Be like, hey, I think maybe your friend isn't treating you so well. Whatever. It's never something like that. It's, you can be honest with me. She's faking her voice, isn't she? And when I tell you, again, I'm like, bro, you are so damn popular and this is how you view another female creator for like the stupidest reason, just disheartening. Anyways, that guy went out the damn window. There's a couple more that are fun. Oh my god. I never really wanted to talk about my dating life because, for starters, when I got into this industry, if you were dating someone, you no longer had a name. You were known as that person's girlfriend. And I wanted to make a name for myself, so I was like, can't be nobody's girlfriend if you don't know who I'm dating. But then, when I actually got more popular, people started saying, oh, you're just hiding your boyfriend because you don't want people to think you're single or this, that, and a hat. Or, you know, if I were to have a boyfriend in the industry, people would then call him a clout chaser. Or if he was more popular than me, I would still be a clout chaser. It just felt like a lose, 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 lose. Let me tell you this much. Being a woman or femme presenting in a lot of industries, people are gonna discredit your success no matter what the fuck you do. So might as well do whatever the fuck you want. I also never wanted to talk about my dating life because I kind of want to show like it doesn't matter if you date a billion people in your industry publicly or you date no one publicly, you can have a successful career. You can do whatever the heck you want as long as it's consensual and safe, and it's what makes you damn happy, all right? There might be some like advice that I can give in that regard, but at the end of the day, it's pretty damn obvious that these things don't matter. There are plenty of successful female streamers or women in general with public relationships, private relationships, that maybe don't want to date at all or that do want to date, whatever. And I just didn't really want that to be a part of the conversation, so I didn't have it be a part of the conversation. And that's my damn prerogative. And now that I want to talk about it, guess what? Still my damn prerogative. Period. Prerogative, period. All right. I mean, people always shipped me with random people. And it's kind of hard to be like, no, I'm not dating that person, yuck. Because in a way, you're almost like insulting them. But I also knew the more I said like yes or no, the more people would start playing like process of elimination. Oh, I guess it's not him. I guess it's not him. I guess it's not him. And listen, even now, these stories don't need names. They just don't. They're just random, fun, irrelevant stories. And you know me, if I need to name and shame, oh, a bitch will. But oftentimes you just don't need to. They're just fun stories. If you've been following me the last couple of years especially, you've seen that I had kind of like a curly hair journey. My natural hair is very curly, but I straightened it a lot, and I have been straightening it for the last like 15 years. But before I went on this journey, I went on a few dates with another popular, attractive man in the industry. I've dated some less conventionally attractive people too, okay? But also, to me, they were probably attractive in some way. I'm just saying, this guy was conventionally attractive. Not that that's even that important. And sometimes it's almost inversely correlated to how much I like them. But again, besides the point, we're going on a couple dates, and we're at that point of the... Why did I just laugh like a high school boy? We're at that point in the dating part where we're like, oh, you know, what's your type? And you know when you ask that and you're expecting them to list out every single characteristic that you have, right? You only really ask what's your type because you want to know that you're their type, okay? It's a pathway to getting gassed up, hopefully. So, you know, he asks me what my type, and I say whatever the heck I said, and then I ask him, oh, what's your type? And he was one of those guys who was kind of known for being like, oh, I'm really blunt, you know, like I just say what I mean. Like I'm not gonna say it's you if it's not actually you, whatever. He says something along the lines of, oh, like I don't have a very particular type. I've liked a lot of different kinds of girls, yada yada. And then he goes, but
No technique is forbidden.
the one thing I don't really like is girls with curly hair. I don't know why. But yeah, I just don't. And I'm sat there across the table with the most heat, flat ironed hair ever. Like, who's gonna tell him? It wasn't me, bitch. I didn't even tell him. But like now he knows. And I was like, yeah, maybe not the guy for me. Maybe not the guy for me. And to be honest, in a way, I'm not really the girl for him. I'm not really the girl for him. But also, can we just talk about how that is the most random thing to dislike? I understand having preferences. I get it, you know? Maybe you like tall guys, maybe you like short kings, maybe you like blonde, maybe you like whatever. But being like, I just really don't like people with this hair pattern. Huh? Why? You might want to investigate that a little bit. It was so damn random. But yeah, that was another streamer that was like, eh. Bro, it's like American Idol or those judging shows. I really tried it, man. I tried it. I tried dating people, and every time I was like, eh, it's a no from me, dog. And frankly, it's kind of sometimes just easier to date people outside of your industry, too. Let me tell you guys the last streamer dating story that I have. All right? Oh, man, this one's tough to talk about, okay? It is. All right, this last and final dating story occurred when I was in my I'm gonna date nice guys era. Blech. Let me preface this by saying I feel like I was brainwashed by those people that were like, nice guys finish last. Girls never want to date nice guys. And let me just tell you, that's a crock of shit, okay? It just is. For starters, maybe don't date self-appointed, self-identifying nice guys. Because those guys are not always nice. Like, if you're so damn nice, you usually don't have to tell people, okay? But should you date a human being that is nice? Yes, of course. But this idea of like, girls never date nice guys, it really had me thinking like, my God, I'm gonna prove them wrong. Ladies, don't do that. I'm gonna prove them wrong, and I'm gonna date the guys that are really nice to me. But let me tell you what happens. Someone's really nice to you, and you give them 1,000,001 chances, and sometimes that emotional connection is just not there. And that doesn't make you a bitch, and that doesn't make them a bad person either. It just makes you incompatible, okay? So, again, I was in my nice guys era, an era that I do not recommend for most. But then again, you gotta try it to learn. So, I dated this guy, so incredibly sweet. Like, so sweet, you could just tell he did not have like an ounce of malintent in his heart and soul. Okay, not a bad bone in his body. Super sweet dude. I, to this day, have nothing bad to say about him, okay? But after a few weeks of seeing each other, and again, giving it a chance, I realized there just was not enough of a spark and emotional connection to warrant continuing to see each other. So I decided I was going to break things off with him. And we had not seen each other for a couple weeks. I don't recall if I was traveling or he was traveling or something. We hadn't seen each other for a little bit, and I was thinking, okay, as soon as we see each other when we're back, I'm gonna break things off with him. And before we had gone traveling, or before those 2 weeks, we made plans to go to a certain event together that he really wanted to go to. And so, I'm not gonna lie, I felt really bad ditching him because we had to buy tickets for this event. So I was thinking, if we're gonna go to the event, I'm gonna try to make it a fun time for him, and then afterwards we'll have a conversation and I'll break things off as kindly as one can. We go to this thing and I'm trying, the whole time, I'm trying to be like, happy-go-lucky enough for him to have fun, but not so much that I am encouraging any level of romance between us. You know what I mean? I'm like, haha, yeah, but don't hold my hand. You know what I mean? A tough balance to strike, I'll tell you that much. And then, you know, I invite him back to my place to have the talk, the unfortunate talk. And I sit him down, you know, we have a little debrief about the event. Haha, wasn't it so fun? Blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, okay, but we really need to talk. And he says, wait, before we talk, give me 1 second. He runs to his car and he comes back in with 4 gift bags. With 4 different gifts that he got me. Because I think it was like around the holiday times. Including, bitch, a Gucci bag. And I had never, at that time, I had never had, like, a luxury bag. This was the first one I ever got. And it was right before I wanted to break up with him. Oh, he's gifting me that. He's gifting me, like, 3 other things. And I felt so terrible, man. And I have all these thoughts running through my mind. What do I do? But again, something some of y'all don't really know about me. In my personal relationships, I tend to be honest to a damn fault at times. So I still had to sit him down and be like, listen, thank you so much, but I was actually planning on never seeing each other ever again. Not actually, but you know, I was saying, I actually think it's maybe better if we go our separate ways, and I am so sorry that you bought me all of these things. Can you please return them? And his face, oh my god, I felt so bad. To this day, even telling the story, I feel terrible because I know he felt terrible. I had never in my life, like almost visibly, like almost audibly broken someone's heart like that. Legit. I'm typically on the receiving end of getting my heart broken. That was the only time. And I felt so bad. And I was like, please return this. And he said no. And I said, no, like, I'm serious. I feel really terrible. Can you please return these things? Like, it's not that important to me. And I appreciate, well, like, I just can't accept it. I can't, like, you know, I can't. And he said, no, like, I really don't care about this stuff. You think that I care about it? And it started getting to the point where I could tell that breaking up with someone already kind of hurts their ego and pride. And it was almost like me telling a man to return this stuff was also hurting his ego and pride even further. And after like the 4th or 5th no, I started understanding like, oh, I almost need to accept this so that he feels a little bit better about it. Does that make sense? someone out there is like, yeah, so he feels better about himself, huh? Listen, not only did I never have the heart to even use this cursed, it was a Gucci bag, this cursed Gucci bag. Like, it just sat in my closet. And I think at some point I ended up giving it to like a friend. So I was like, it's cursed, I can't. But again, if that guy ever listens to this, I wish you well. You are lovely, so sweet. Again, really sorry about that, but still wish you the best. Let's move on from my relationships in general to something else. My relationship to my faith. I believe in some sort of greater power. God, the universe, call it what you will. And this has been something that's always been very difficult for me to talk about, because being kind of thrust into the spotlight at a pretty formative age, you know, like your young adult years or even your teenage years, I kind of had this rule of thumb of maybe don't talk about things until you have a very solidified stance. And one's journey with spirituality, faith, religion, whatever it is really just between them and whatever they believe in. I stand with that 100%. On top of that, I never, ever, ever wanted to come off as someone who is like pushing religion or whatever, because so many people have had terrible experiences with religion. And that word, along with the word like God or spirituality or whatever, is a very stained term. And I understand why. It hasn't been easy to come to this point where I'm like, hey, I can affirm people's shitty experiences with this thing while still talking about how it might have benefited me. And again, I never, ever want to be someone who is exclusionary of people, no matter your identity, your sexuality, your race, your gender, your sexual preferences, your what have you, okay? If you are a nice person, I accept you wholeheartedly, okay? And I never wanted to affiliate with something that might lead to people making assumptions on my character or on what I truly think. I want to start off this talk by affirming anyone who has had negative interactions or experiences with religion, because actually, you know, I have to. I feel like religion and belief in anything greater than oneself, in this modern day and age, it is often used almost as like a fear tactic, a way of controlling people, a way of excluding other people. But to me, that should just never, ever be its purpose. And it is such a disservice to human beings in general to treat them that way. So I'm really, really not in agreement of that. You will never catch me pushing people to any sort of religion. Where I stand is just having faith in something greater than myself has just helped me make it through the worst parts of my life. It has helped me find guidance when I needed it. It has helped me have a sort of North Star, and it has helped me try to be my best self in a lot of instances. Obviously, I'm far from perfect. But just to say, I guess, my takeaways. And I think a large reason why is maybe because I focus on my singular relationship and sense of spirituality, as opposed to being a part of a community where other people are telling me what to do or how to live or how to, you know? And I surround myself with people who are encouraging in that regard. And actually, one of the things that makes it more comfortable for me to discuss this today is over the last 2-3 years of my life, I've been able to become friends with a lot of other people who have some sort of relationship to spirituality. And it's shown me that you can do that without without any level of like fear or guilt or pressure. And that can be different for everyone, you know? Spirituality to me can really be anything. You know, you could be drawn to yoga or saying grace before dinner with your family or fasting Ramadan or Yom Kippur or whatever it is for any individual, just something that hopefully brings you a sense of groundedness, of connection, either to community or just to other human beings as a whole, you know, to this universe that we're in. And I hope that there's almost like a modern day spiritual revolution in a way where we no longer feel the need to have other people control us or tell us what to do and how to behave, because clearly we've seen that in a lot of circumstances that just leads to people power tripping, that leads to a lot of harm.
Multico is proud to present Season 4 of the finals.
Our sponsors have stepped up like never before for our viewers and our contestants.
First, thanks to Ngimo, we're bringing our viewers an exciting programming change.
That's right, we've got new cash-out tournaments for our ranked play.
Updated rules include new respawn times for defenders and even more cash for eliminations.
With our higher-ranked teams scattered throughout the bracket, it's going to be competitive, but there's always a chance for a thrilling upset. Let's hear it for Ngimo. Beyond boundaries, within reach. And that's not all. Brand new this season for our contestants, we have, and I'm so pumped about this, June, sponsorship deals.
It's truly incredible. After playing a certain number of rounds, our contestants will get an opportunity to sign with one of our sponsors. Ngimo, Holtau, or Easelt.
Once they've signed, they'll earn fans for their sponsor to unlock exclusive rewards.
It's turning out to be a jam-packed season, but Scotty, can you believe there's more?
I believe it, and I know it. There's Fortune Stadium, a new arena. There are new weapons, and there's loads of new style items in the Battle Pass. Did I miss anything?
Don't forget the and sponsors.
Season 4 of the finals starts now.
It's showtime. Well, hello there. It's me, June. You've made quite the impression on our sponsors with your performance. They're asking you to sign a sponsorship deal. Pick one sponsor and support them all season long. Earn fans to unlock their exclusive gear. Gotta run, it's showtime.